Maryland Senator Chris Van Hollen endorsed Democratic NYC mayoral candidate Zohran Mamdani. He announced his support for the Democratic Socialists over the weekend and scolded his Democratic colleagues for withholding their support, saying, quote, "That kind of spineless politics is what people are sick of. They need to get behind him and get behind him now."
New York Governor Kathy Hochul also threw her weight behind Mamdani. In a New York Times guest essay on Sunday, she expressed giving her decision a, quote, "great deal of thought, and despite disagreements with him, she is endorsing him." President Trump reacted on Truth Social this morning, calling Mamdani little communist, adding, quote, "This is a rather shocking development and a very bad one for New York City. How can such a thing happen? Washington will be watching this situation very closely. No reason to be sending good money after bad." The reaction comes as Trump and his allies are reportedly trying to thwart Mamdani's chances to improve former Governor Andrew Cuomo's chances, but that's not going to work very well.
The part of this that tickles me the most is that President Trump is so deeply involved in this local race. And I understand he has businesses and owns property there. The point is that he is just so involved. I mean, to the point of reportedly trying to offer jobs to both the Republican candidate and Eric Adams to get them out of the race, to have Cuomo. I know they both said no, but reportedly, but also to get Cuomo to win, who's also going to be a Democrat, who also is supposed to not be that closely aligned with him because Democratic voters don't like Cuomo as is. But then also, if he's aligned with President Trump, that probably lessens his chances, although they've been friends for 40 years. There's like a bunch here that I'm just not understanding what the tactic is. It seems like scrambling. So that's why it's tickling me, because I'm like, guys, Mamdani's probably going to win. And also Democrats, just because, why can't we also watch what the other party is doing? They're having disagreements within themselves, and that's okay. Everyone, just because you support Mamdani doesn't mean that you are a Democratic Socialist also. It means that he is trying something new in New York that speaks to what voters are looking for, which is why he's doing so well in the polls, because there's like, okay, whatever is happening right now is not working. So if you want to make it cheaper for parents to afford childcare, if you want to stabilize housing prices while people still have no money because they're feeling the strains of the economy, even though President Trump was supposed to fix this, if you are going to respond to some of those things and you are going to also implement things that maybe a lot of people don't agree with, like government-run grocery stores, we'll just test them out. We will just test them out. And it's better than what we're doing right now, which is nothing else.
A grand experiment.
Fine, let it be. But let it be. But if it goes well, then everyone will be happy in New York. And what can go wrong is that people might lose in the midterms that are Republican. President Trump might lose because he offered one thing and New Yorkers might get it first. So that would be problematic. So I don't see why we can't try his way. Besides that, billionaires maybe will have 100,000 less than they had last year because they'll find a way to skirt the taxes. No,
we've tried his way.
No, they can try his. They can try it. No, they can try again. They can try again. Not in New York. They haven't tried his way, and that can't be your whole argument.
And it doesn't work. But
okay, well. There's many things that President Trump has tried his way that haven't worked. We've tried his way on trying to figure out a solution in Russia. We've tried his way, still not working.
We tried the other way.
Exactly. So my point is, let New York try what they're going to try. We tried Biden's way. We tried Trump's way.
I'm not in a position to stop them. No, Mamdani's going to win. That's what they want. Fine by me. I mean, I don't like Cuomo anyway, so I would not, if I was the Trump administration, I would not be wasting a single moment of my time trying to get Sliwa and Adams out to support Cuomo. If you could get Cuomo and Sliwa out to support Adams, that you could make an argument for that because Adams is actually the incumbent mayor. So fine, but it's not going to happen. Mamdani's going to win. The reluctance of the Democrats to admit that this is their candidate for New York City has been kind of funny to me. Kathy Hochul took this long to endorse him. What is she waiting for? He's going to win.
Well, it's very obvious, right? There's a conversation about what the future of the Democratic Party looks like. We just talked about it with Kamala and Buttigieg about how they're criticizing Biden. Okay, we know that you guys know how to do that. We got it. What is the future of the party? And since that hasn't been very particularly defined, even in LA, I think what's going on is very funny. Newsom's responses to President Trump, that still doesn't define the party. That just is somebody who's fighting fire with fire. Now, what's the policies? What do the next chapter look like? And so if everyone just jumps on board and supports Mamdani, then they are afraid that people are going to think the policies are everything that Mamdani is doing, as opposed to there being levels within a party of different people doing different things, like in MAGA. You got Marjorie Taylor Greene that wants those Epstein files out. You got President Trump who doesn't want them out. Okay, so that's a difference of opinion and thought on a very serious topic, but they're still under one umbrella and it's working out. So why can't Democrats have many people with many dramatically different thoughts under one umbrella, but still offering the same goal, which is transparency, allegedly, right?
It's Mamdani's party. The Democratic Party is the party of Mamdani. The Democratic base wants Mamdani's policies. They're going to push the Democratic Party to be far left. Someone who 5 short years ago wanted to defund the police, who still wants to defund the police, who just can't say it, who supports government-run grocery stores and everything else. That is the future of the Democratic Party. That's where all the excitement is. There's not enough excitement for the kind of moderate, abundance-style policies that I like. I wish the Democratic Party wanted to embrace them. It doesn't. Its base wants to fight Trump with far-left stuff. It wants to it's like we should have done Bernie. He would have won, but we did all the moderate people who didn't win, and it's time for a harder lefter politics. And if you're uncomfortable with that as a Democrat, you should. I'm sorry your party's gone, but
it's so interesting
elsewhere.
Because the most uncomfortable person out of all the Democrats is President Trump. He's the most uncomfortable with Mamdani winning. He's the most vocal and anti-Mamdani.
Well, because he doesn't want to live under his policies.
Well,
he should be putting on every billboard, "This is my opposition." So the Mamdani AOC party.
And when you think about all Republicans in Congress, in their minds, they are cheering on the idea of Mamdani winning in New York so they can use that as a campaign message in the midterms to say that we're going to win. But President Trump is so self-serving in this instance that he wants to make sure that Mamdani doesn't do anything that affects his real estate and business in New York. No, he's not. Stop this word compassion with Elon Musk and President Trump. There are many things. Compassion that doesn't really fall in the wheelhouse of those two.
Their hearts are so big.
No, you're a fraud, Rob. You're a fraud.
All of New York's population.
No, his wallet is so big that he doesn't want Mamdani coming in there and taking some money out. Okay? And so that's the problem. But some New Yorkers do. You don't live in New York. You're not even fond of New York. So everybody, President
even
Trump,
less fond of it now,
who's worried about the whole country, should worry more about the rest of the country and everything else he has on his plate, like fixing the economy for most Americans, so that Mamdani is not trying to figure out a way to fix the economy in New York, because New York feels it more than a lot of other cities because of how expensive it is there.
Me and my wallet are going to stay here in the District of Columbia, where we are safe from thieves, be they street vandals or the kind of vandals that reside in the highest halls of government, where the real robberies take place, the robberies of the citizens via confiscatory taxation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
No more of that.
We have a lot to talk about, guys. Stay with us on Rising.